Hello, YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to be doing something a little bit different from my normal Gravity Falls vlogs, where I'm actually going to be looking at the special Gravity Falls Between the Pines. And for all of you saying, "Oh, that doesn't count as a Gravity Falls episode," I got I got three counteractions here. One, it has the Gravity Falls opening. Two, when it cuts to commercial and comes back, then it says welcome back to Gravity Falls and get ready to come back to Gravity Falls. So yeah, it's counting as a Gravity Falls episode. And three, I'm already doing the vlog, so shut up. Um, okay, so this is actually kind of a neat thing where it's pretty much just Time Baby has now taken the creator of Gravity Falls, Alex Hirsch, hostage in a room because he wanted to do that, I guess. And now he's forcing him to answer all these questions and all these sort of mysteries and stuff on the show that probably wouldn't have been answered in the finale, but yeah, he's pretty much answering them here. And so that's kind of neat that we're actually going to be able to see some of these mysteries, but half of them I already knew. um, yeah, half of these ones I already knew because of, I've actually seen his Comic-Con panel. Like, I've seen like 4 or 5 of them, and yeah, he's pretty much said all this stuff before in these. But, yeah, I guess this is sort of like, if you haven't seen the Comic-Con panel, then you might not have known this, and it will be pretty neat to find out and everything, so, yeah, it's kind of cool. So, pretty much I am going to be talking about, like, some of the mysteries that I didn't know. I'll only about, like, half, because, like, there are some really good ones in here. So I'm going to talk about some of the ones that I thought were really cool. But first, I want to talk about the thing Alex Hirsch said not to talk about. Some of the characters on this show are named after people Alex Hirsch Ariel Hirsch had a crush on. Alex Hirsch just said don't talk about that, so I'm breaking the rule. Okay, and pretty much this is a kind of funny special, but there aren't really. I will say that Alex Hirsch in this is a good host of this sort of thing, and I do kind of like how they set this up with him being forced to do these and not really complying for all of them. But yeah, at times it does feel kind of boring. With him just sort of sitting there staring at the camera. I mean, it's kind of funny, but after a while, you're just like, okay, can you please get back onto this? Um, and there are some things I wish that they did actually reveal in this. Like, pretty much they bring up what is Dipper's real name. They bring up this question, but they don't actually answer it. But they do give out a hint, which is saying that, Dipper and Mabel's names both have a similarity. So there's that, but he doesn't really say what the similarity is. That helps. I don't know, his name could be Melvin or something. I have no idea. Um, but yeah, I guess it could be Melvin. So pretty much all the stuff with Dipper I already sort of knew. Like, it's based off of Alex Hirsch. That's what his character is based off of. And I knew about, like, the whole entire acne thing and how he used to, like, chart out star constellations with this guy's acne. That is a kind of funny way of talking about it, but, like, I already knew about that, so. It is sort of neat to hear these things sort of be brought back up and be like, oh yeah, I forgot I knew about that, but I still knew about it. But it is still kind of neat with some of the other mysteries that they reveal. Like, one of my fav- one of my favorites in this one is that McGucket was supposed to have a song. Am I the only one who really wants to hear that? Is there like a deleted scene online with that? Because I really want to hear that. Like, they said that McGucka didn't have a good singing voice, so does that mean that they've already shot this and already got it ready? It's just like, I really want to see that. Because it just sounds really funny. But yeah, I guess we won't hear it. And pretty much the special is Alex Hirsch just sort of discussing the characters on the show and like sort of going into a little bit of mysteries and stuff behind these characters and sort of their influences. Like, um, Maple's character is based off of Ariel Hirsch, Alex's sister, and I will say that I've already known that, but there is something that I didn't know about it. Is that she's actually based off of her in elementary school. Now I sort of thought that Ariel Hirsch sort of carried this personality until like middle school or something, but apparently she just carried it into elementary school. So I don't really know how that affects Maple's character. It it's just sort of something that I thought was kind of neat that I found out in this. Um, so there are a lot of cool things I brought up. And pretty much one of the funniest moments in this is when he's talking about Seuss, where he's pretty much just saying who Seuss is based off of, in which he's based off of like this guy who was inside his computer. Who was always in the computer lab. Nobody really knew anything about him, but he always wanted to help people. Like, I sort of already guessed this. I think I've already heard that before, but Alex Hirsch's explanation of this is really funny. Like, just the scene where he's describing the stuff with the printer is hilarious. I had to keep on rewinding that. That bit was so funny. But there are some pretty cool mysteries which I am going to bring up that I didn't know about until the special came out. Like, one, that little reflective prism and thing and everything in Carpe Diem and Gideon Rises. Like, okay, I already sort of noticed the prism in the background of Carpe Diem. I'm just like, that had to mean something, right? Nah, I guess not. And now when it's actually explained that it was sort of like this sort of little ink bottle that, Gideon, that when Gideon's describing the past of the author, that this little ink ball has sort of like that rainbow reflection thing too. That's kind of a nice way of saying like, hey, this room belonged to the author, and he actually does bring this up, and it is pretty cool. Um, Another thing that I really is that how he describes how Stan views family. Like, pretty much the best way that they did this is pretty much he said, go watch the episode Headhunters again and view how Stan really feels about this sort of wax twin of his. Now that is a great way of looking at this. I never would have looked at that episode that way. And yet now I'm going to have to rewatch that episode just because of the way he described that. And that is like a really neat way of describing it. And really, he describes it so much better than I just did. So, yeah, you guys probably should just check out the special. Um, and another mystery, which this one is my personal favorite that Alex Hirsch brings up, is Maple's sweater in the two-part season 1 finale. And it's sort of like this sun setting. Now, this I sort of just thought, like, okay, well, it's just a sunset, but there is actually a significance to it, and that's something that really surprised me. The significance is really good, so, I will say this, there is a spoiler if you haven't seen the special yet, um, but the significance is pretty much that it sort of represents Gravity Falls, the show, going from a lighter, more lighthearted sort of feel to going to a darker feel. So this sort of brings like um, a lot of people thought that it was just because of the change of channel that they went a little bit darker, but apparently no, they did have this planned out from the start. And this is another thing that was brought up in one of the conventions, but I do really think that it is pretty cool to see how they sort of already hinted at it. That's something that I really do like seeing, like how they hinted at it and what exactly that sweater was supposed to mean. Because I was just like looking at that one, I'm like, okay, okay, most of the time her sweaters have some significance, but this one doesn't really make any sense. We also learned that a lot of the people in like a lot of things from the writers and sort of stuff that the people working on the show do and sort of their names and stuff do get brought into the show, which is pretty cool. So we do learn a lot of cool things in this special, but again, half of these I already sort of knew, and so half of them I'm just kind of like, okay, well that's cool, but I already knew this, or stuff like as you can see behind me. I do like to try and crack the codes and everything, because that was a really fun part of the show. I do like how he described, like, that sort of makes you, like, the Dipper. Like, every episode you do get to be Dipper a little bit and sort of find out these mysteries, but, yeah, I was kind of expecting a little bit more, but it is fun to just sort of, like, sit down with the creator and everything. He does seem like a very fun guy to hang out with, and I actually wouldn't mind watching the show with him. He does seem like a very fun person. Um, and I do like how in the end he's just like, yeah, okay, this was fun, but we're not putting this on TV, right? And then they just put in like this laugh thing. Then they just put in like this laugh at the very end. And I just really like how they did that. Um, I was kind of hoping a little bit more characters would get like a next, like at least like one or two secrets revealed. Like maybe Toby a little bit more. Like all they say is pretty much he's a few days away from giving up on everything, which is really funny. But yeah, I do wish that we learned a little bit more about him. I do kind of wish that we learned a little bit more about the mayor of Gravity Falls, like not the dead one, like the new one, the get it guy. We see him at the end, so I was just like, hey, wait a minute, yeah, he didn't get any secrets revealed about him. Where'd that get it thing come from? I want to know this. Alex Hirsch, if you ever watched this, that is awesome, but I want to know, where'd he get it thing from? Um, we do learn some things about Bill, which is fun, like how he was supposed to be green, but they thought that made him look like a leaf, so they just said no. That was kind of funny, and another character that I wish we could learn a little bit more about, and I do hope to see more of, is Tad Strange. Like, um, Alex Hirsch has already talked about Tad Strange, but I do wish like we could kind of hear a little bit more of like where his sort of robotic tone of talking came from or something. That would have been nice to hear, but yeah, I mean I'm fine with it. Just like I really hope that he's in the finale. I hope to see him a little bit more in the finale. And this was a very fun special, and you're probably not gonna get any. You're probably not gonna get like half of the stuff that was good about the special from me. So yeah, you guys should probably just go and watch the special, but, this was a very fun thing to do and talk about, but there is something else I do want to talk about that actually came after the special. Now, I know this is sort of cheating, but these episodes were just really good in my opinion, and I do not want to pass up the chance to talk about them, but then again, I don't have enough material to actually do its own vlog on it, so I am just going to do like this very quick sum up. Like I just really want to talk about this a little bit. Is that this new episode of Wander for Yonder? It pretty. It's a very good episode. They poke fun at so many things. They get so unique with their way of talking about these things. Like for one, for like all the shows that they poke fun at and sort of reference and everything is He-Man, Science Mystery Theater 3000. We also see, they sort of bring up the Jensens, sort of, and like these characters' design. Scooby-Doo, the Iron Giant, actually, they reference that, which I was very surprised at. And hey, this sort of ties into this. They reference Gravity Falls, and you know what they actually say? This is hilarious, but what they say on it is you should pretty much just go and watch Gravity Falls. That's pretty much what they say in this. I have never seen a TV show do that before. I've seen some trailers do that for like movies and stuff, but I've never seen a TV show do that before. I've never seen a TV show say like deliberately to the audience just say, "Go watch this show. It's so much better. Why are you watching us?" I have never seen a TV show do that, and I just thought that was so funny to bring up. And the Iron Giant reference, I will say, is very sad. Like, this is a very sad episode. I was expecting, like, a very happy ending or something, but nope, it's just a really sad ending. Like, there's no positive spin on it or anything. It's just really sad. Um, and so that's pretty much all I gotta say on that. Oh, yeah, and, they do bring up how hard animation is. Like, and saying, like, whoever does this for a living should get some major respect. I love hearing that. Those sort of jokes just go a long way. And I just pretty much just wanted to bring that up because these were very good episodes of that show. And even though there's not enough material to do a vlog on it, I do want to bring up that these were good episodes. I would just feel kind of harsh not talking about them because they were very good and very funny. And even sad at times. So, pretty much the special was very good. It was pretty fun to watch. Was I disappointed that some of these secrets weren't revealed? Yeah, but I still feel pretty satisfied in what I got. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye.